Hi, welcome back to my channel. I'm back with another video. This reading is going to be for the Capricorn New Moon. I didn't post a reading at that time. I felt really guided to wait. For me personally, it was almost as if that choice to wait was the answer to an initiation. And I think that many of you might have felt something similar around that time. So let me explain a little bit about what I felt. First of all, I think it's important to remember that the Capricorn archetype, it represents our 10th house. And our 10th house is the house, as I'm sure you know, that is on top of our astrological chart. And so it holds a specific importance in our life. It's almost as if the 10th house is the director, it's our true north. It's the director, the guide of our life. And so, of course, the quality of that guide, the quality of that director has a lot to say for the quality of life that we are capable of creating for ourselves. Where we point to, it matters. The goals we strive for, they matter a lot for our general state of being. And so that's why the Capricorn archetype is very important in our charts. As it kind of represents our guides, and our gods, our stars. What is the quality of these energies within us? And so at this Capricorn New Moon, what I felt specifically was that we were given the choice to choose between the old version of the Capricorn archetype and the new version. And so the old version is the goat that climbs the mountain. When we are living in times that are very material, all of our goals become material as well. We look around us to the things that have already been created in our life to draw inspiration from that and to kind of inform us and guide us and tell us what we should strive for. And so when Capricorn is in that state, in a very material form, we work so hard to walk up that mountain. We're on the grind. We have to push ourselves to reach our goals. And as we get higher and higher, there will be less and less life around us. When we walk up a really tall mountain, there's a certain limits where you will start to notice that trees can't grow anymore. And then you will start to notice that there are less and less growth altogether, less and less vegetation. It becomes more and more just this very sterile environment. And the higher we get as well, the more difficult it becomes to breathe, right? It becomes really difficult to inspire our own body because our lungs are just under this intense pressure. And so I think that many of us will recognize that that is the period that we're in collectively. It's like our mountain, our collective mountain, has become so tall that we have reached this place where it's difficult to make things grow naturally. It's difficult to inspire ourselves. And it's almost as if the more we strive for that mountain and the more we strive for those old goals, the more poor we get, the more unhealthy we get, the more just barren we get. And so the alternative that came in is this new version of the Capricorn archetype, which of course is not new at all. It's something that I'm sure many of you know about. And that's the sea goat. And the sea goat is less material in its form. And that means that when we step into the sea goat, we stop looking so much outside of ourselves, to the old expectations, you know, that have been put into our mind. And we learn how to tune into the present. When we're climbing the mountain, we don't have access to the present because our mind is so focused on the goals that are to come, the things that we have to strive for. When we are in the sea goat, we're always in the present. We're always in the current. You know, the current of the current moment, the flow of the current moment. We feel everything, all of the subtle energies that are running through our body, everything. And so this extremely long explanation I felt was necessary just to kind of paint this picture of very important initiations that I think many of you will be in a way confronted with at this time, where you really get to choose, you know, who are your guides? What is the source of these guides? You know, if you tune into your guides, whether they are coming from within or whether they are external, what kind of feelings do they bring you? You know, do they inspire you? Do they help you inspire yourself more? And what kind of inspiration is it? Is it an inspiration that makes you want to be harder and push harder? Or is it an inspiration that helps you to become more present, you know, more tuned into yourself and your own genius? So I think that that's something that might be important to reflect on. Because I feel like now until the Cancer full moon is going to be very, very important time where we get to really choose our guides, our sources. And they, like I said, just have a lot to say for the quality of our life. So, and of course, this is not easy. Like, I am working a lot with learning how to remain present, and it's not easy. It really is retraining the brain. So I think that, you know, none of us are successful with this at this point in time. Just not put too much pressure on yourself either, because I think, and I'm shuffling, so I'm just chatting along. But I think that part of the thing that makes it hard to be present is also that we have a lot of like expectations to ourselves about being present, right? It's like we put pressure on ourselves no matter what we try to do. So I think like it's also just about being aware of that and accepting that and saying like, this is the current state of all of us, you know. We are currently maybe not that able to be fully present, and that's okay. You know, how can we expect that we suddenly learn this skill? So let's see if we can get some cards there. Queen of Pentacles underneath the deck. Let me show it to you. And this is of course beautiful. I mean, this is for a Capricorn New Moon. This is really gorgeous energy actually coming through here. I'm feeling a deep sense of security with the Queen of Pentacles there. Ooh, and then Three of Pentacles and Eight of Swords. So I feel like what I was talking about, it kind of came out in the cards. That it can be difficult for us to ground into presence. I feel like Three of Pentacles, a lot of the times it means, to me, it means like groundedness. Being grounded, and because 3 is the card of the Empress, a lot of the times it resembles growth. And so Three of Pentacles to me means that we are grounded enough to be able to create, to grow something that can last, you know, centuries, something that can outstand the test of time, kind of. And so I feel like we are currently struggling a little bit on an individual level with doing this. And that has to do with the archetype of the Queen of Pentacles. I really feel that this lies within the body in and of itself, that it's not so much about changing our mindset. It's like, I feel like we can't reach this state of like natural growth by changing our mindset, really. I feel like it's more about learning how to balance out the anxiety of the mind with just a feeling of nurturing, if you know what I mean. It's like, I often find within myself that when I'm feeling really anxious like this and like, oh my god, I don't know what to do, like I'm feeling lost, I don't know like where my North Star is, I'm like overwhelmed by all of these different feelings and the anxiety that comes with them. In those times, I really feel that the only thing that can help me is just generating this feeling of acceptance and warmth within me. Just like, it's okay. I accept you right now in this moment. You're fine. You know, this state, what you're feeling right now, it's not gonna last forever. Just accept it now, and then it will begin to pass. You know, you will feel your arms being free again, and you will be able to orient yourself again. And so I think that also part of this new way of entering into the new kind of like the sea goat, maybe it is more about working, you know, with the healed form of the Cancer. You know, it's like when Cancer, the Cancer archetype is really healed and powerful. It's all about feeling, you know, it's all about just that the intuitive feeling of a mother. How can we nurture life into reaching a more abundant form? It all comes through the emotional body. It doesn't even need to enter the mind. That's what I'm feeling. Because I do feel like for us to enter the sea goat, there are some lessons that we need to unlock within the archetype of Cancer. But I also do feel like the archetype of Cancer, currently it has been frozen. It hasn't been given the light that it needs to become fluid and flowing. You know, we haven't been looking at it. We haven't been giving our feelings any airtime in our mind. And so it's become separate from our mind. In our mind, all we have are the thoughts. And we shut out our feelings. That's what I feel like. There needs to be a better balance of thoughts, words, and feelings within our mind. We need to have a mind that is in union, is what I'm feeling. Because I didn't show it to you, but underneath the Queen of Pentacles was also the Lover's card. I should have showed it. So let's see if we can get one more card here for the collective. Wow. Oh, Temperance with the 8 of Cups. Whoa. I feel like this fits so well with what I was saying actually about the Cancer archetype. It's something that I've been thinking about, the Temperance card, a lot. And I don't know if you've seen it. I did a reading for the masculine energies on my channel where this card was very significant. So I'm not going to repeat what I said there. But if you look at this card, you see that this angel has 1 foot in the water and 1 foot on land. And I feel like we've been in a period where we have been standing on water and it felt like it was stable because it was frozen. You know, it's almost like I said, we haven't really been paying attention to our feelings that much. They never really entered our mind. And so they felt more stable than they actually were. But now it's like we're moving into this time of spring. You know, it's like the ice is melting, everything is melting, our feelings are coming up to the surface. We can no longer run from them. We can no longer suppress them. And so, you know, the areas where we have been standing on frozen water and not realizing, we're starting to just like fall into the water. And we might feel as if we're drowning. So it's something about that. Like, I feel like that energy is just gonna become more and more prevalent. You know, it's gonna be less and less easy to escape that energy, because it's the part of the lesson that we're learning now, so that we as a collective can begin to move into the sea goat, a place that is much more fertile and where we will be able to inspire ourselves much more compared to the old version of the Capricorn archetype. And I think that to do that, we really have to look at all of these broken cups, all of the emotional pain that is now melting and coming to the surface. And I feel like this is part of how we build this beautiful Queen of Pentacles. Like someone that can just nurture without words. It's just this warmth that we're learning to give to ourselves when we are going through these waves of just like, oh, merging, you know, thing opening. We're coming into union with old parts of ourselves. And it's not easy. And so I would say with these cards, you know, be sure to be emotionally kind to yourself. Like, observe your emotion and maybe practice holding this sense of warmth. I know that it has helped me a lot, especially when I'm going through these kind of like waves of the Temperance card. So I'm gonna end it there. I hope that you're doing good, guys. Take care of yourself, and goodbye for now.